Welcome to the lecture series on computer organization. Today we will discuss about the basic concepts required for designing the computer. Let us see what is program. A program is a set of instructions which involve various arithmetic logic operations and operands and the processing sequence, which is dependent on the user problem. In short, we will write as set of instructions, and each instructions is a binary code which specifies or triggers a set of micro operations. That means each instruction triggers a set of micro operations. These micro operations, it can be at register level. That means transfer of data from one register to other register, or simple arithmetic or logic operation at register level. These are called as micro operations. You will see shortly. And each instruction, it is having a certain format. Here we will not discuss any particular format. So any architecture, processor architecture, we will have a format for instructions. So the instructions format is divided into mainly two types. One is opcode field and another one is address field. So this whole thing is called as instruction. Generally the length of the instructions are 16 or 8 or 32. So in our case, let us assume we will call it as 16 bits. So 0 to 15. Let us suppose the length of the opcode is 4 bits. Similarly, the length of the address field is 12 bits. Therefore, the labeling will be from 0 to 11. From 12th bit to 15th bit, it will be opcode. So this opcode, again it contains binary code which is representing arithmetic instructions or logical instructions. So in our example, we have taken the length of the opcode field as 4 bits. So therefore, it can represent 2 power 4, that means 16 operations. 16 basic operations are supported in this file. So in simple, opcode is a binary code which represents 2 power n set of operations, where n is the length of the opcode. Coming to second field, the address. This field contains the address of the data. Generally, this field is set for storing the address of the data. So this address, it will refers to a particular location in main memory. Let us suppose this is a main memory. If you are having n locations, and this address, it will point to any one location in the main memory. So your actual data is present in the main memory. For example, 34 is the main data. This address field, it contains the address of this data. But in some cases, your data may be stored in this address field itself. Sometimes this address contains the address of data. So depending upon the addressing mode. So as of now, just you should understand this. This field is for storing the binary opcode, and this field is for specifying the address of the data. So for any instruction to be executed, you need two things. First one is operation. What is the operation you have to perform, and you should know the address of the data. Address of the data. In short, we will call it as operand address. Without these two things, we cannot perform any instruction execution. Now we will go what is basic addressing modes. We will see about basic addressing modes. In literature, we are having different types of addressing modes. We will cover only the basic things. First one is immediate addressing mode. Immediate addressing mode. In this immediate addressing mode, the data is present in the address field of itself. That means, let us suppose this is your instruction format. We already discussed this field contains your opcode. This field contains the address. So if it is immediate addressing mode, if you are using immediate addressing mode, the operand is present in the field itself. So you need not search from the main memory. The data is already available in the instruction itself. So that is a specialty of immediate addressing mode. Next, coming to direct addressing mode. Direct addressing. In this direct addressing mode, your address field contains the actual address of the data. That means, diagrammatically, if this is your instruction format, this will be your opcode and this will be your address. Let us suppose your data is present in somewhere in the memory. Let us say your data is 55 and the address of this 55 data is, let us suppose, 1000. So this is called your address of the data. This address is present in this field. That's it. In short, it acts as a pointer to this data. This is called direct addressing mode. Now, another type of common addressing mode is indirect addressing mode. Indirect addressing mode. Now take the same example. You take one instruction. This instruction is again divided into two parts. One is opcode and another is address. If you are using indirect addressing mode, your address field contains the address of data. That means, I will explain. I can take the same example of main memory. Let us suppose your data is present in this is your actual data. The data is present in somewhere like 100 location. And this address of the data, that means original address, is stored somewhere in the another part of the location. That means 100,000. Let us suppose this is your address location 300. This 300 address is stored inside the address field. address field. That means this 3000, it will point to the actual address of the data. This will again actually contain to actual address. In short, it will act as a double pointer to the data. This is called indirect addressing mode. This is also useful in some applications. So if you want to access the data continuously or sequentially of this original data, then you store the actual address somewhere inside this, and then you can access the remaining consecutive locations. That is the advantage we are getting if you are using double pointer. Actually, double pointer concept is not there in assembly language, but for analogy we are doing. So in short, address field contains the address of data, like this diagram. Now another type of addressing mode is register addressing mode. These also commonly used. Register addressing mode. That means your data is not present in the main memory. Your data is present in registers. We already discussed registers are temporary locations to help CPU in executing the instructions. If the arithmetic logic unit is executing instructions, means it will generate some temporary data. So these temporary data are stored in the registers. These registers are also located in the processor itself. So if this is your instruction, this field contains your opcode, and this field contains the register name like R1 or R2 or R3, depending upon the architecture of the processor. Each R1, R2, R3 are the labels of the registers available in the processor. Some processor architecture may contain 3 or 4 registers, some contain 16 registers, like that. For each register, labels are given. For simplicity, we are discussing as R1, R2, R3. So your address field contains the label of the register name. This is called as register addressing mode. We will discuss the register concept shortly. So as of now, you should understand that the data can be stored in different formats. You can store in registers or memory locations. Registers or memory locations. So your addressing mode will specify where it is actually present. That means your address mode, it will tell you how to calculate the original address of the data. So that is the meaning behind this addressing mode. So your data can be present in registers or memory locations or in the instructions itself. All are specified in the addressing mode itself. So we discussed 4 types of basic addressing modes. In literature we are having more than this. So as of now it is enough. First one is immediate, direct, indirect, memory direct, memory indirect, and fourth one is register direct addressing mode. So for simplicity it is enough. Thanks for listening this video. We will continue in the next class.